Call upon Jesus Christ to speak through this body. Please guide my thoughts, guide my actions, guide my words, guide my vibration. Please guide what wants to be spoken right now. So we felt like changing things up a bit. And we have started getting more creative. There's a lot of shifts and changes that is going on the planet as we shift into this new way of being, where we are actually following the rhythms of our bodies, but also that we are guiding it through that process, so that we are looking at energy accurately. The more of us do that, the more we are coming through with our energy, literally, the more beings actually do exactly what they love doing. That's how we are building this new world, right? And in the process of that, we have been so mistrained. And so this training that we are providing is to align you back into who you truly are, in connection with your body, the way that it's meant to function, a soul in a body, not dysfunctional the way many have been trained, habitualized into. You know? It's more just people adapting to each other, not thinking that there is anything else. That's all what it is. And all of the shift that we're doing creates these. That's why we wanted to be here, so that we can feel Gaia, hear Gaia, even if it's raining and full. I mean, we enjoy so much going out there and getting cleansed. We have done that the entire day. It has been such a deep transformation of everything that has happened the last week. It's been really a lot for me to go through lots of tests. How well am I maintaining this energy? And I've had to call out a few entities and people. So it's quite a ride when you learn how this works. It's not what you think at all. It's an alignment. You can interpret a lot of things with people, but I'm telling you, it's well worth it. Because these are sort of like the tests that we have to go through in order to conquer more of ourselves, to step further into the expansion with our body. So that we're not just waiting for something to happen, like someone to do, you know? Or at the very least, if you find someone, then go with that. That makes you feel like, yeah, this makes sense. This is the path. Like I can feel it. Like my body lets me know. You can't figure it out from your mind. There's a lot of beings that still dictate what should be from the mind because they've read it in some text. Listen to Gaia. Proof of alignment is only felt. The only thing you can feel resonance with is what is true. And it's not about who is right and who is wrong. That is the dualistic perspective calling, right? And there are many beings that are spreading information that is depicting where they're coming from. Their consciousness is speaking. we are seeing that. And that is what beings are saying when they're just calling for help. They just need help to get out of the maze that they've created in their minds. Some beings are still there, trying to accept the role and what's actually going on here. A little caught in the stories. Nothing wrong with that. You know, it's just important to make note of, because if someone is not ready to change, they're not ready to change. That's okay. But don't pretend that you want to go for a ride and you just create havoc, right? Like, no, be self-aware about your own environment. Don't superimpose. There are so many energy things that people can get into that they're not even aware of. It's interesting. And so there are many things that we have to learn as humans to come to terms with that. Oh, I thought I was all that. Oops. Oh, I thought I was... Oh, okay. I thought that. Yes, okay. It's an interesting concept, because I remember when I was in my egoic construct, thinking that I was channeling Jesus. It's a humbling experience to just remember, like, fuck, I was so naive. You know, back then I didn't get it. And I've been very humbled by life. My experiences has humbled me. I've been in training for 6 years through a very traumatic relationship, situationship, whatever you want to call that ship. But it was my greatest lessons came from that experience. And it is this, you know, it's so simple to say and to speak it, but to actually go through it and actually make the switch, to switch from just completely comprehending the truth. Like, whatever I'm hearing outside, there needs to be some reference point that I can tell on the inside that something is accurate, not just because I believe it's true and that I say so. You know? There must be another link here. And that's why I had to go through so much suffering. And my narcissism, because I had tendencies of narcissism too when I was there. They came out with this being. And so I've never had that reflected, that truth be reflected so clearly before. And that was a very unique experience, because it was so clear that it was truth, because I could feel it. There was a resonance. And I was like, wow, what am I not seeing here? And so there is an acknowledgement before you can fully sort of break these, the ways that we're so used to using our focus. It's just the habitual way that we're so used to using our focus. It's not even what we think anymore. It's about behavior. When this, then that. It's just like it just goes automatically. And it's like we have to train ourselves out of all of those patterns of behavior. So that we're training ourselves to fully look at the situation for what it is. And start to look at the energetic truth. That's what I got to see. Because I started, that fixated lens that I've been holding on to, that way of seeing the world, shook. It crumbled. That whole framework just didn't work. And so all of what I thought a relationship was, all about how I thought that I would deal with a relationship, everything just flew out the window because nothing worked. And when I heard that confirmed in truth through my body, when I tried this, it didn't work, and it was like the deepest lesson is to truly know thyself. Truly know thyself. And know if you are being cocky or if you're being just truthful. And just know where you sit when you speak. So that you're speaking from your body with conviction. Because if you're aligned with your body, and you two are aligned, it's like an orchestra that's coming through you. Whatever it is that is your thing, right? These things are like whatever kind of energetic pathways that we have opened up is where that energy will flow. That will flow wherever you allow it to flow. And that's the whole game. To allow it to flow in more areas of your life so that you can see more light flowing through these vessels. More change, more power of effect of your energy onto this planet. Listen to the rumble. Truth. We need a lot of truth. We need to be trained in truth, what truth really is, and how healing it is. When it's linked to the body, when you're speaking energetic truth to the body. So all of these Heya sessions that we've produced, they're all doing that. They're all built to correct energy from certain sort of dysfunctional habitual patterns into others. It's not about being offended of being a narcissist or nothing. Like, I've been it all. I'm just as guilty as anyone else. But it's like looking at the reality, like, what is narcissism? Like, when I heard that about me, I had to look like, okay, I was offended. Of course I was offended. But then I was looking at, well, I didn't even know what a narcissist was. So I had to, like it was just pure energy. Like, no, I didn't like to be accused like that. It's a feeling. Okay, but what is that trying to hide? Like, you have to investigate these feelings. Like, what is that? That's why it's so good to read your body. because your body doesn't lie. You can pretend a lot of things, but the beings that are feeling their body is going to feel your body not being connected to it, right? So it's a very loving thing for someone to hear, actually, truth spoken. It is love, right? And whatever the reaction is to truth, it's just that. It's just not ready to take responsibility yet. I'm a little bit too afraid of this power. That's what that means. It comes across something completely different. It's like that's the smoke screen, right? That's what we wanted to share for this one. If you're interested to get one of these remedies, we have a few things available. One, sign up for the 28-day consciousness shift program. There's a link in the bio. That's, hey, that's when, we assist you to build a foundation to start to align to this path so that you get to train. There needs to be training in order to really truly step into this path. It's not something that just happens randomly. Yes, we're all getting there. We're all getting there at some point. But you want to do it in this lifetime, right? You don't want to wait a couple of lifetimes before you you get on with it, you know? And we are in such a beautiful time of so much change. But each person have to make decisions to climb in frequency, knowing the path, learning. All the way down in one of these 28 days, you get an email with a task. All the way down in the bottom of the email, you can click to get a free energy read. That is when we scan your body and we produce sort of like the remedy that your body needs currently in order to harmonize certain things that gets highlighted to us to assist that being with. And when that happens, usually there is a repetition so that you, whatever comes up of irritation or things, work it through, harmonize to it, and then you will transcend some really fast, in a rapid speed, some really, could be really challenging things for you to go through that normally would have taken you lifetimes. But sometimes there are certain remedies given for certain things that can propel you forward in consciousness just by the mere fact of aligning to them, when you know how to work with them. So if you want a free energy read like that, to get that produced, then link is in the email, in the footer. Okay, thank you so much. We're so excited to bring forth these consciousness shift to really truly align as many beings as care and see and acknowledge and are ready for this next step in human evolution. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you again in the next one. Ciao.